let's be perfectly frank. The bottom line of a $6 trillion budget cut is people who can no longer support themselves will be eligible for relocation to work farms in the South for people that can no longer support themselves and are not productive members of society under the new regime's odious policies of no aid, no help, no nothing for anyone unless they earn their own keep. That's basically what we're talking about. Either you can afford it on your own or you can forget about help from us. Unless we have a privatization program where the NRS, jobs for the combined matrices, and the rest of the heavy human project groups step in, and including the Alaskans of the ICC step in, and hand out treating laws and solutions to social ills and replace the program that the government is now talking about cutting. There would be nothing else to do but to relocate the failures to a southern work type program where they would probably just end up picking cotton and tobacco until they expire. Yes, this is what the government has in mind for millions of people. Blacks, whites, immigration people. If you can't support yourself, then you can't stay here. Let's face it, there will be no welfare for immigrants, felons, venereal sufferers, AIDS sufferers, for any kind of miscreants. Forget about normal people who can't support themselves. They'll be laid with idiot bombs that must be shipped off with the rest. It just goes on and on. It's mind-boggling. Yes, very reminiscent of relocation to the east under Heinrich Himmler and Nazi Germany. But that's how these policies become law. The draconian exigencies of the terrible fiscal crisis drive us to deport millions of people to alternate solutions, which may not be palatable now, but in the future, after smelly trains and buses and homelessness and leukemia and all the rest of it, and the ills of the day, including lethal radiation exposure and HPV and the world pandemic, we will surely find a solution for these problems, cheap and ineffective though it may be. It robs us of our humanity and compassion and destroys the credibility of our society as a decent place to raise your children. But the American way of life will end at a $6 trillion budget cut level. That will effectively end having neighborly and brotherly love for anyone. You will just be too busy scrambling for your next meal to even realize that the houses down the block are not empty and cleaned out by the government. Well, I'm sure they'll find money for deportation, but the rest of the programs will probably be scrapped. We must find a way to balance the budget without destroying what is known as the Great Society program. That is obvious, because the American way of life as we know it involves. And not only that, how will we handle the radiation and the HPV pandemic and the rest of the STD pandemics of the day will determine how low we feel about ourselves and probably how low we do, and I hate to say it, in the sight of God, my friends. I would hate to be out here about, oh God, help us now. They're sending millions of blacks away and whites are going with them. And the deportations have begun. Yes, well, let's hope we can avoid this type of thing and get on with a decent solution to a hellish problem, which I do admit is quite vexing and quite destructive. And I see it today. Have a good one.